Welcome back, travelers, to episode 58 of the NearDark Society 5th edition Death Attack campaign. Episode 58, The Land Beyond Time. No, not before time. The Land Beyond Time.
See, you keep saying that, like, so you don't trip yourself up. Why'd you call it that?
Because I know someone's going to put it, someone's going to mention it.
There are dinosaurs.
There are dinosaurs here, but I guarantee you none of them are talking.
Yep.
Maybe. And...
I will.
You haven't decided?
And I haven't... Well, if you guys use Speak with Animal...
Wow. Can I do that?
So,
I want to talk to the dinosaur.
That's really bad.
I wasn't going to do that before, but I'm going to do it now.
The stream you need at least 6 or 7.
So,
And you guys have
we last
60.
left off.
Posted 60.
You guys decide to stay in the camp. You discover that the elderly sage, her name is Tarna, been able to get from the tribe people that she is very old. You're not quite sure how old. They don't keep track of traditional years like your culture does. But they know that she's been alive for many, many, many seasons. And she has been the tribe's sage for as long as anyone here can really remember. And many even have stated that she was born in Azeltivado, back when it was still the capital of the Sun Elves. Through your time and rest, they've decided to give you all a small tent for you to share. Able to set your things down and recuperate from the very intense emergence that you had into this area. They've told you that time here works differently. It's strange. And while you've been resting, hunting parties have gone out to look for your missing crew members. And this is where we're going to begin. Right there in that tent. All of you sitting around resting. Whenever you want to start.
Something smells good.
It smelled good ever since we got here, really. It's fresh.
I could definitely go for a bite to eat.
I'm gonna get up and look at the door. And walk through it.
Alright.
Let's see what's going on.
As you walk through the door, you see small fires that are being tended to. You can see that the tribe's people are, even with the sun down now, most of them are doing their active duties. Some of them are putting together pieces of leather to form garments. See that other people are currently in the process of taking care of the food. You can smell the rich, sweet scent of some sort of culinary sauce being brewed over a fire. You also see what appears to be a hunter or gatherer of type. He seems to be tending to what appears to be a large reptilian hide over a tanning rack. You see he has a helmet and a cape that's all one piece made out of a jaguar's top half. You can see the head coming over his top with the fangs hanging down. He's wearing very minimal armor. Don't see any weapons on him at the moment, but you can definitely tell the sort. You know that this individual would be considered a warrior of some type.
I see that, and then I just look back in the tent. So, Jez, how are you feeling? You feeling better than you were a while ago?
I don't know if I'm ever going to feel better. Just lost my ship. Been made a fool of by the person I hate most on the whole face of the fucking earth.
How about that?
Lost my crew.
Is this person, what's his name again? Shiv. Is that your husband? Boyfriend?
Soon to be ex-husband as soon as I figure out how to kill him.
That makes sense.
What gave it away?
Just comments. Trying to figure out what was what.
Are you married?
No.
Don't do it. It's a trap. Same goes to you both.
At this rate, I don't think I'll meet anybody who I'll know long enough.
If I
to
meet
get married to
someone
them.
who's as battle-hardened as I am, maybe. But I don't know. Things can change.
All I know is I just want to find out where that bastard is and
Can you all
get this
give me
over
an
with.
insight check besides for Fallner?
What?
Are we insight checking? Palmer?
What?
Insight.
Oof,
I
got
have
10.
a 11. Wow, I didn't realize that.
13.
Three of you realize that while Jez was doing that, and you kind of made your comment, and Legic made his, Fallner kind of just, his eyes sort of shifted down and sort of looked off to the side. He seemed almost to kind of like just stop paying attention to the conversation.
Sensitive subject.
No, not at all. Wow.
You're reacting in a weird way.
Well, I just think if you find someone, if you're really sure about them, why not settle down?
Well, I thought I was sure. Look where they got me.
I mean, true. I mean, I can't imagine it's perfect for everyone.
I agree with you, Fauna.
Not everyone has a person that they want to marry like Shiv. No offense to you. Shiv is a little bit of a character.
That's why I married him.
I'm sorry that you did.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, thanks. You're really just twisting the knife around, aren't you?
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
You're not used to this kind of conversation, right?
No, not really.
I've had my fair share of women, but settling down, finding love, hasn't been something I've seen the opportunity to grab.
Lucky you.
Well, in my line of work, I don't have time for that.
It kind of goes with what I said, you know? You don't really have the time to know anybody long enough.
Exactly.
The sky. What's going on with Sky? Everyone knows there's something.
See, I was going to ask her, and then I got pulled to this place. You know, we had to save her from slavers.
Yeah, you got the whole thing with Twinkle Toes going on also. Assuming they all made it out alive.
Yeah, assuming.
Speaking of friends, where's your little companion, Rupert?
Could be anywhere. He could do whatever he wants.
Is he safe on his own?
You're not worried about him.
No. I know that Rupert can do things. You know? I don't know the extent. He has.
Whoa. What do you mean he can do things besides be a bipedal rat person?
I know that he can go invisible, but I don't know what else he can do. And he probably knows what he can do.
You know, also, I don't know if you've seen this yet, his weird throne of books that he's sitting on.
He's very smart.
Why, the throne part is what concerns me.
You know, I don't know. I don't know who he is, and he was somebody else before, for sure. But, you know, I don't think he's bad. Just smart.
I'll tell you this much. I might not have a ship anymore, but he's not going to dethrone my next ship, okay? I'm watching him.
Well, he didn't dethrone it in the first place.
I think he had plans.
Well, I mean,
He's
if he
getting
had
too big
plans,
for his little rat britches.
if he had plans, he was always with Claudia. She would probably tell you more than anybody.
You can't trust anyone alive and day. Not even me.
Well, yeah, you tried to kill me,
Oh,
but I forgive you for that.
I did?
Yeah, when we were by the statue and you got mind controlled.
Oh, that wasn't my fault.
But I'm just saying, you tried. I didn't know that at first.
I mean, like, I might steal gold from you or something. I don't think I'd kill you unless you really pissed me off.
She makes a lot of sense. She trusts no one but yourself.
If he gets it. What happened to you?
Just things.
Cryptic. I like that.
I'm really quiet.
Yeah, well, I am a little bit worried about Rupert.
In what way?
Well, I mean, you say he's very capable, and I don't doubt that at all. But it's he is safe among us. But there's one thing I have noticed when I left home is this world treats people that are not normal abnormal.
Well, if we're here, then everything to us is abnormal, just as much as it is to them.
Yeah, but
They may have seen something like him.
we don't know if he's here.
We don't. He didn't get pulled to the magic place. He didn't allow it to happen. So that is where I'm.
I'm just saying. I just worry about little guy a little bit.
I'm more worried about somebody like Sky who, if something were to happen to her, Claudia couldn't use magic. Nobody could use magic.
Did you say the old elf ladies had told us about the tea thing? Or is that
Correct.
Okay.
You are aware that Tarna has said that she could prepare a ritual that will give you all a vision of your future. It may not be what you want to see for your future, but it will show you a moment in your future that will be very important to you. It could be something a day from now. It could be something 300 years from now.
We were all told about this.
Yes.
That is trippy.
So the
That's
one,
really trippy.
the one thing keep thinking about is the whole tea ritual thing that they offered us so graciously. It seemed a little odd.
Yeah, are you gonna do it?
No,
Why not?
I feel like some things are better left unknown, mate. I don't think you should know your future.
Well, why not?
What if she finds out
Well, if it's bad, and then you get the power to change it.
What if she mends things with Shiv and she doesn't know it yet?
Well, yeah. What
That will
if?
never happen. Ever. All right.
Well, how would we know?
I don't. And you're assuming this. She's not just giving me some weird trip tea, and you're gonna see some shit that's not gonna be related to anything that's going to happen.
And also assume that when we trip, we don't trip together in the same trip.
I'm not doing it. It could either just be a bunch of bullshit, which I'm leaning on that side, or it can be legit your future, which I don't think you should know.
Oh no, it sounds like a drug, and I'm down to use it.
We need to talk to you about your problem
Well,
sometime. Not right now. Not in front of him.
I'm going to do it personally because I want to know as much as I can because there's a lot that is going to be based on the dream that I had about my father. I would like to know what's coming up for me.
Me too. There's a certain someone I'm looking for, and I would like to know if I'd see him.
who are you looking for? Maybe I know him.
Or you just think you know everyone?
I do kind of know a lot of people.
He doesn't.
This person murdered my family.
I know a lot of people that murder people.
You murdered people.
I don't.
Shut up, Fauna. They murdered someone? Your family? Is that what she said?
I'm gonna pull up the seat.
Okay.
Just be like, okay.
Sit down. Stay a while.
I don't trust you, but I trust you at the same time. And it's not really something I could say that will change.
I think it is because he doesn't have a choice.
He does, but I mean, we might not make it off his island anyway, so...
That is what I'm saying. He doesn't have
True.
a choice if he thinks it or not.
I'm not gonna question it, just go for it.
When I was little, we used to live in this village. Peaceful. My father, he retired. He used to be a soldier. Old farming. One day, this group of people came in. Started babbling around, looking for items. Anything they could take that would sell. Went up to my father's. I wasn't home. But I was right outside the house. They went in. I heard my mother scream. I went out from the back to watch this man murder my father. Right before me. And not just that. My two sisters. My mother and everyone in the family. The entire village. As for what they were looking for, I have no idea. It was a cloaked man. I don't know who he was, or who they were. But somehow I need to find them.
You don't have any leads.
None.
That happened to you, huh?
No scars, no tattoos. You know what type of weapon he uses.
Can I reminisce?
I'll say this, since it's part of your backstory. If there is a detail about him that you can really remember, then you remember it.
All right.
Any special brooches or anything like that in the cloak?
There was a scorpion tattoo on his left forearm.
Color?
It was gray.
Does that sound familiar to me? Anyone would do like a scorpion brand?
You go ahead and give me
Pirate-wise?
give me an intelligence roll.
22.
22. You know that there's a lot of different types of pirates and bandits that regularly get tattoos, markings. However, you're not too familiar with any scorpions. Maybe it's because you and Shiv mainly sailed around Tardis and Abendal. Went to Sitar a few times, but only the northern regions. You know that a lot of Sitar's continent is arid, desert. Scorpions are known to be desert creatures. It's possible it could be something from Sitar. But that would be your best guess.
Scorpion branding doesn't really ring any bells for me, but I haven't really frequented the deserty parts of the world, so that might be a lead for you.
Maybe.
Because typically, correct me if I'm wrong, it's mostly a pirate thing, that kind of branding, right?
Usually, yeah.
Usually. But that I didn't know of.
You would know. You do know that one of the largest guilds in Abendal that's involved with crime is the Zentara. In fact, they are the organization that you all formed a guild as and never paid your guild fee.
We did. We did. The room with the beholder dude, right? Didn't we? We did, I thought.
He said he would take care of it, but you never did actually pay it.
Oh, no.
So, you know that their sigil is a black drake, and a lot of the members would have a tattoo on their arm or on their chest of this. It's possible that Sitar maybe has some sort of rival thieves guild, or maybe some sort of criminal guild.
And my best guess is going to be some sort of pirates or criminal guild. But that's just a guess.
I've given up on it. Long time ago.
You're giving up on it.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Did you not care about your family?
I do. But not being able to find the man who did this, or even the group of people, it's taking over me. I had to stop.
Well, I mean, big reason why I have bad blood with Shiv is because he killed my father.
Can I get a perception check from everybody?
Is it father again?
No.
Hey!
7.
Well, I have an event on it too. And I already got a natural 20.
Hey!
And then the other one. So it'd be 23 altogether.
23, 17, 17?
18, 17.
18, 17? Okay. So you all hear something a little different. Jez, you're in the midst of your conversation. You're not paying attention. You're the first to hear it. You actually hear what catches your ear is the sound of unnatural foliage moving, the brush being moved away somewhere around camp. You hear metal, sound of metal clanking. And that's what catches your attention. It's very crisp. You know exactly what direction it's coming from, too. It seems to be coming from outside of camp, coming towards camp. You recognize it as soldier foot marching.
I immediately stand up at attention.
I'm sorry.
I'm in the middle of the storage.
I'm sorry.
You don't hear that.
As soon as you hear that, you hear the tribe sort of, you can hear things being quickly halted outside as the tribe seems to react to the noise and the approaching. As this happens, you hear the sound of brush being broken into, and you hear a voice cry out, I, Juan Cortez, would like to speak to someone here. Now. You immediately recognize the name. Juan Cortez is the Marquis of the Tuchigal army here in Abendal. In fact, he's the entire person who's leading the raid and colonization of the Strand. You have no idea how he got here, but you know he is a powerful man.
What was his name again?
Juan Cortez.
Juan?
Juan Cortez.
Juan. Is it Juan or Juan?
It's Juan.
Say
No,
it, say it.
it's Juan.
Juan.
It's Juan.
Juan Cortez.
Juan Cortez.
Does that sound familiar to us?
You know him as well, the Marquis of Tuchigal.
Are we in a tent where like the it's like a flap on the doorway, right?
Yes.
I just want to watch this from like I'm not moving it. I just want to look from any type of crevice I can peek through.
As you peek through, you can see Juan seems to be standing there, or Cortez seems to be standing there. He has appears to be 4 soldiers on each side of him, so he has 8. Looks like armed soldiers all together. You can see they're wearing large metal breastplates, well-armored iron face mask, black and gold of the Tuchigal. You can see the large bowl on their chest as well. You can even see that Juan has his helmet is pulled off. He has long, flowing, wavy black hair that goes down to his sides, a very large, well-waxed mustache, and a huge Van Dyke-like goatee as well. You can see that his saber is to his side, and he is dressed in black and gold armor. Very regal looking. He's standing with his head up with an air of authority. You also see that behind him, pushing forward, you can see Severin from Scuttleport. You can see he has Baptiste over him as Baptiste comes walking into view, leaning on Severin. He appears to have some sort of arrow or wound, some sort of wooden shaft sticking out of his thigh. You notice that Severin immediately speaks out. Is there anyone here that can lend me some medical aid so I can tend to my friend? You notice that immediately you can see Tarna seems to be approaching, and she looks towards the group. You are all welcome here. You do not need to be hostile. We will not attack you. You notice that Cortez? Good. Then my men will make camp. Then prepare my... And you notice as soon as he waves his hand, he seems to walk around and starts inspecting the people. He walks right up to appears to be a mother and a child, kind of like leaning over by one of the campfires. He straight up grabs her by her hair and like pulls it towards him.
I don't like that.
There's some soldiers here, and they have Baptiste and Severin.
Baptiste.
You notice that you guys know that Baptiste was on your ship when it got abandoned. Mm-hmm. You guys know that he was on Shiv's ship when the whirlpool went down. You're not sure where Severin came from, but you do know that Baptiste at least was with you guys when you went through the whirlpool.
Look again, see if any of our crew's out there.
I look for anybody else.
That's all you see.
That's all.
What the fuck are we going to do?
Yes, that Tarna then looks towards you. I would ask you to please do not harm any of my people when you are here. Notice that Cortez looks. As long as you listen to all of my orders, then your people will be fine.
I summon my hexblade.
As soon as...
In the tent, I'm like, alright, let's go out there.
Tarna then looks towards your tent. She goes, some other outsiders have already arrived as well. Damn it. Perhaps you may know them. You notice as she waves her hand, you notice that Cortez immediately goes, And he whistles. You notice that 3 armed soldiers seem to be making their way up to their tent. They ready their sabers and they go,
Disguise self.
"Whoever is in there, come out of the tent."
I'm doing disguise self. I'm like a human female.
God damn it.
Okay.
All right. I bring out my halberd and I walk out. Hello. Hello.
Can we go out?
Who's asking for us?
I'm going to walk out cautiously.
All right. So both Lavende and at this point they can, when you guys move out, they can see the other 2 in there as well.
I'll come out too.
Whoops. I walk out.
As the 4 of you come out of the tent, you notice that Cortez seems to make his approach and goes, "Stand aside." And who do we have here?
Does it really matter?
Well, you have found your way to the land of Azel Tivado, so you tell me.
Well, you're not a native, are you? How did you get here?
I am not, but I am sure you, strictly from your response towards my appearance, you know who I am.
Well, I don't see anyone else rocking your dashing mustache. It seems not culturally on the same level as these people. Might be a little below par. A little excessive in my opinion.
My mustache has nothing
God, he
to
said
do
it like Vegeta.
with this
Mustache.
conversation.
Listen, we know who you are. Juan Cortez. We don't give a shit because it means nothing here.
He has a point.
And here I see we have a man with balls between his legs.
Don't mind.
So, I will tell you where I found my way here.
I am curious on how you got here.
Through an individual known as Calypso. We came through a rift he opened on the sea.
Did he come with you by chance?
He did, but we got separated.
It's
That's
interesting.
unfortunate for you.
Why are you working with pirates of such caliber as Calypso? I find that very interesting.
Calypso is interested in something else here that I do not care about, some sort of heart. Yes, as soon as he says that, you notice that the Shizani people sort of like immediately perk and look towards him. I do not care about the heart. I want the gold. As Altivado is the land of riches, infinite gold. I will take it. I care not about your land. It is insignificant to me. So, perhaps you shall help me reunite with my remaining forces.
Oh, we would love nothing more than to do that for you.
Yeah. I think we could do that.
The heart. What is that?
I do not know. Something Calypso desires. I want no part of it. You notice that Severin looks over towards you and Baptiste looks. You notice that Baptiste is just staying quiet. He sees you guys, but he's not saying anything.
For good reason.
Did you listen to men when you came here?
I do not believe so. Simply separated. The remaining of my force is just on the other side of this hill, beyond this dirt hole.
Can we see Baptiste?
You can see Baptiste. Baptiste is looking towards you guys like his hand is slowly just, he kind of just,
Okay.
I'll make a motion towards them. Like, who are these two? They
ah,
seem hooked.
this one I know, Baptiste, the bounty hunter. I have employed him before. He's a good worker. Is able to get up people that you need to have found. As for the green tiefling, I do not know him, some doctor. Will you tend to his wound? Will he survive? Is that Severin goes, yes, he will survive. Just need to remove this stake and hopefully it wasn't poisoned. Severin kind of looks up and just vaguely doesn't direct it towards you all, but he says, yes, this jungle seems to be riddled with traps.
Ran into a few traps, huh?
Yeah, this is nothing to concern. I have brought my men here, a force of 1,000 strong.
Well, I mean, you should never underestimate unknown territory. The power it can have, especially when there's booby traps.
Spoken like a general. As for you and me, we will take a walk.
Yeah?
Yes,
Why?
I prefer to have a private conversation.
Fine.
Men, continue setting up my camp for now.
You're gonna be alright.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Alright, just make really obnoxious animal noises if you need help.
You just hear, he's in trouble.
Play stupid.
Notice that he begins to walk, and he just casually expects you to start following him. Do you follow?
Mm-mm.
You notice he stops.
Are we going now?
If you do not mind.
Sure. Thank you for the invitation to walk with you. Fucking dick.
As he walks, you can see he sort of makes his way off to the like little outskirts of the little hamlet village, right where the brush begins to. You notice his hand kind of holding onto his saber. If I do not return to my troops here within the next 20 minutes, then they will come looking for me and kill anything that they find.
Now, why do you see me as a threat?
Oh, I do not see you as a threat. I can recognize you. That halberd you have, it's the way you stand. I can recognize Tuchikol militant formation anywhere. I am the Marcuse. So, tell me, what's your name? Where did you serve and what rank? You did serve under the Tuchikol army. That is the actual country that you were trained as a soldier in.
Name's Legic von Darien.
Ah, that's what it is. You look just like your father. Was his first name? It escapes me, though. It's been many years.
Derek.
I remember him.
Fuck.
Good soldier. Strong fighter. He served under me for many years. How is your father?
He's passed.
Damn shame. Well, he earned his leave, and my condolences to you.
Thank you.
So, I suspect that you, as he looks towards your outfit, your getup, you are not with the Tuchikol army anymore.
No. Not anymore.
Retired?
Yeah.
Well, while I'm here, why don't you knock some dust off the old boots? You can help me. You see, I don't trust this Calypso. It seems as though you must be traveling with pirates as well.
More or less. A few of them.
I don't like pirates. They lie. Me, I prefer to tell the truth. If I tell you I want something, it is what I want.
You just want gold.
I just want the gold. And As much of it as my ships can carry back to Avondale.
Sounds an awful like a pirate. Weird.
So,
I came here for the gold as well.
then our agendas are in line.
As long as no one gets hurt.
Well, that just depends on whether or not they are willing to give us the gold freely.
And that's where we cross.
Hmm.
I'm not going to hurt the people for their gold.
From what I have already come to understand is the gold is being hoarded by some king beyond the storm in the sea. My ships are ready to sail. I just
As
need
for
to...
those people, that's a different story.
That is the gold that I am after.
We don't know anything about him. We know the people here are afraid of him.
Well, if you know anything about Tuchigo, we will show him our might. Do you not know how many ships that I have brought?
No.
I have brought my full armada. It is ready to decimate anyone who stands before us. And Calypso. I suspect that whatever he is after here, once he is done with my men, he will...
Wait. You brought a ship fleet. But you were separated. So what's to
Correct.
say of the rest of your crewmen to be separated?
The point that we landed on, some beachside. We surveyed the area quickly. We found a abandoned temple. We reached the summit. We were able to see the ocean. I saw my ships from a distance. We trekked there all day, but eventually we made base, and luckily I only lost one ship. The rest of the ships came through just fine. I did, however, see a great city in the distance. Large, stacked buildings. Goes all the way up to the clouds. I figured we would get a feel for the island before we made our entrance. That, and I want to have my men fully fed, rested. And, of course, waiting for Calypso's arrival. He only came through with one ship, and we have not found him yet.
How long have you been here?
2 days.
I'll think about it. But I came here with them. I have no ties with them, but I'm not just going to abandon them.
Well, the offer is open for now. But if you wait until we are in front of the riches and see them by our feet, and then decide to join me, I will look at you and treat you as a coward.
That's fair.
Now, I'm going to return to my forces before they come looking for me.
It's been a bit. We should probably head back.
You know, as he takes his hand and gives you a firm slap on your shoulder before he walks into the brush. You hear his saber being pulled as he starts hacking through the vegetation.
Can I roll insight on everything he just said?
Whether he's lying or not?
Yeah.
Sure.
$18?
For the most part, he seems like he's telling the truth.
Okay.
You do know that Cortez has a reputation for being quite ruthless and is not the individual to back down.
I'm gonna return to them.
Okay.
So,
In the tent.
Is that where you guys went back to?
that was
So,
fun.
What did he say?
He wanted me to join him on gathering the gold,
Why?
and storming in Zeltavado.
He just randomly picked you out from a crowd and said, "Join me."
No. It's because I served in the Tuchigol army. He's pretty fond of it. But he figured he can make an ally out of me. I don't know what to think of it. All I know, people's gonna get hurt.
Over the gold.
Mm.
Don't like him.
I don't like him either.
It was really hard to not just kill him where he stood for saying the things that he was saying.
I don't know,
Yes.
I'm starting to grow fond of his mustache.
Why don't we just cut it from his face?
Well,
I
because
wouldn't be the same.
he does have a lot of people with him, and it's just us.
And he's a lot.
And a confrontation right here will put all these people in danger.
Did he happen to say how many people he had with him?
He had a whole fleet. Ships. I would say at least a couple hundred.
I think our best course here would
You
be...
remember he said he has a force of 1,000 men.
Force of 1,000 men.
1,000? Holy shit.
I think our best course right here might be to be very discreet on our actions and our goals here.
When you said that earlier, I thought you were meaning that his men are like a fleet of 1,000. That's what
he
I
has
thought.
actually 1,000 men with him.
Yikes.
Well, we just do what we need to do here and maybe try to beat him to the gold, if you know what I'm saying, and then get out.
Well,
First things first, I want to talk to Torna. I have a couple of questions for her that I haven't been able to ask yet.
yes, and eventually I would like to...
Are we comfortable doing the trip tea now that we know there's
I
a
wanna
fleet of
drink it.
1,000 men just floating around on the island?
drink the tea.
No.
I'll drink it too.
Alright, well, I'll stay sober in case something happens, and then I can take care of everything.
I
Don't worry, I got it.
just said that I wasn't going to.
What if you drink the tea and you find out
You're
that
too soft spoken, speak up.
Shiv is
I
dead?
am not going to do it.
That's better.
Shiv dies.
He will some point, yeah. You can't right now. I'm
But
working
what
on
if you
it.
get to see a spoiler?
I don't know if it's true, that's the thing. Lavender, you guys go ahead and take a little fun journey into La La Land,
I-
Lavender, and I will watch you.
Yes.
I'm gonna see that tea's ready.
Okay. I love how you guys keep calling it tea, but I never said it was tea.
What'd you say it was?
It's
It's
tea now.
it's a smoke.
Tea.
I told you
Tea.
it was a drug.
Tea.
Damn
Tea.
it.
I told you I was going
Tea.
So- You're gonna go see if it's ready.
We'll all go.
You all go. As you all go, you notice that Severin kind of looks towards you as he's bandaging up Baptiste. Baptiste seems to have a bandage around his leg. You notice that Baptiste holding this deed in his hand. He sort of looks towards the group. Gonna feel like this deed isn't worth it anymore. You know, Severin, sometimes you just bite off more than you can fucking chew. Severin just kind of goes, yes, about that. Looks towards you, the four of you, and just goes, as he looks over towards the 8 guards that are setting up a small tent. You notice that he kind of,
Hey, it looks like this fine young tiefling here could use some help. Why don't we help him with his friend?
you notice that one of the soldiers stops and, looks over towards you and says, hey, what are you doing?
Maybe a token of to show that we are not your enemies. We could probably help if this man's injured.
Oh, I see a weapon. You're all dead.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Someone's got your panties in a knot. We're just trying to help someone. Asshole. I spit back at him.
I'll use healing word on.
You notice as soon as you go start to bring magic, you notice that Severin goes, no, don't use magic.
Is it poisoned?
Yes, there's some sort of toxin that was on the stake. You know, Baptiste goes, toxin? What the, what? Yes, well, as he kind of opens up the side of his pant leg and looks at it. You can see his skin is slowly turning purple.
Maybe Tarna has something for that. I'm going to go to Tarna.
You notice that Severin pulls out what appears to be a syringe. You notice he pulls a sample of blood. This should be enough. And just a pinch. There we go. Easy enough. Some sort of hemotoxin running through your bloodstream. It's antidotes right here. As he grabs it, you know, Baptiste. I just drink it. Oh, it tastes horrible. Well, it's made out of your own blood, so yeah.
Well, this is real educational and all, but while we're over here, do you mind telling us how the fuck you got here?
After you all left, Calypso came to my shop. You can see he has a black eye. He's like roughed up on the side of his face. Sort of, convinced me to come with him. And I don't know how, but he took us out to sea. I can't remember much because I was being held prisoner down below deck. Then I heard us anchor. He started talking to someone. I looked through the side, looked through one of the portholes, saw the ship that docked next to Calypso. It was an Aronian ship. Some sort of navy ship. Whoever was up there was someone very, very high-ranking. Maxim?
Oh. That's not great. And you don't know how you got here, because let me tell you how we got here. Shiv whipped out a funny little medallion and put a little funny crystal in it, and everything just went to shit around us. So how the fuck did you get here?
Well, after the conversation with Maxim brought somebody onto the ship. I couldn't hear them, but they had them perform some sort of spell. Once the spell was activated, it opened a rift, a large one. All we saw was sky and clouds. He ordered us to sail through, and as we did, Calypso went through, as well as Cortez. I don't know about the Navy, but as far as I'm aware, I think a lot of people came through that portal.
1,000. Try that number. Yeah, there's 1,000 fucking people here.
So I want to try to keep our voices down, but I think we need to get to that city.
You think, yeah. Also, since, you were in the vicinity with Calypso, what's all this heart business about?
That was something else too. Calypso said he doesn't care about Azelti Vado. He needs to get to this heart. I don't know what it is. He kept referring to it as the heart. But I don't know what that is. I've never heard of anything like that.
If Cassius was here, he'd probably know.
Yeah. Probably would. But he's not here, so we're kind of fucked and we're on our own in this matter.
Maybe the people around here know something about it.
They looked like they knew. It's a matter of us getting to them when these assholes aren't around to listen.
Well, we're about to go partake in a little ritual, so maybe we can ask around then.
Are you guys gonna be alright?
His Severin looks with him. I'll be fine. And Baptiste, you see Baptiste is kind of just like...
I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder.
Yes, his tongue looks like it's starting to swell and get fat.
Mate, I think he might be allergic to that little cocktail.
Hey, you notice that Severin goes like, don't worry, it's just a side effect. You'll be fine.
Oh.
Nasty side effect. Alright, well, we'll be seeing you maybe, maybe not.
Yeah. Now, I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see.
You start to walk away. So Severin goes, I'm moving back to the mainland after this. Batty looks over towards Baptiste. Baptiste, yes, he goes like, don't worry, worst comes to come, I can do a tracheotomy.
Oh,
He
God.
then he goes like,
What?
all right.
To the tea party. Let's smoke.
That's good.
Smoke some hops.
Let's smoke some tea, bro.
Smoke some beer.
So, you make your way to Tarna's tent. You notice as you come through there, you notice that Tarna's sitting down. You can see that one of that individual you saw with the jaguar helmet. You notice that he's looking towards you. He goes like, "This is ridiculous. We cannot let these outsiders walk all over us, Tarna. I do not care. They are going to take our land, everything we have hidden from King Salomon for so long. Why would you? Enough. We are too few to fight. If this is how the Shizani people die, then it is fate."
Do we hear this?
Yeah. You notice that he sort of throws his looks like he throws some sort of weapon down to the ground as it slides across the floor. He turns and walks. He kind of pushes his way between the four of you. "Out of my way." He walks out of the tent.
Oh, this is awkward. We're here for the,
"You wish to do the ritual?"
Well, my friend Lavender and I, we won't be, but these two have decided to partake, right?
Yes. Yes.
"Then come. Sit."
You know, Lavender, if you want to, I think I can handle it.
Do you want to do it?
I have some questions.
Special powers and everything. I'm pretty
excited.
strong.
I am excited for this.
There's,
Give me this.
unless I can ask some questions beforehand.
"Oh, of course, child."
So we've been into a place that's kind of like this before, and you met somebody there because of somebody that we were working with, Granny Segway. And we met a dragon. I don't really know what he was, to be honest, but his name was Zalgareth, and he had these seeds in him that Granny Segway had put into him because of what he was. Would you know a way to get those out? Have you heard of anything like that before?
"You speak of names of darkness long ago."
I kind of figured that they were not very good, but one thing that I don't like is people treating other things.
"Zalgareth is no dragon. Zalgareth is a wizard."
No matter what he is, he doesn't deserve to be somebody else's pet.
Well, it depends. What did he do to get put there?
Zalgareth was an ambassador once. He came to the Strand, as you know it, long ago, when our kingdom was prosperous and beautiful. King Eliaphel welcomed him with open arms, as he did with any outsider. But the Netherese are their ambition, their hunger for power. It pushed them too far. They committed acts against us that we could not endure. As far as Zegui, she is far more dangerous. far more evil.
She's the one who is basically keeping him caged.
I imagine that for her, it is no different than planting a crop. There is not enough stars in the sky for me to tell you her tale, but know that she is as old as the sky itself.
Sounds like someone that we shouldn't be fucking with then.
There are
What do
spirits.
you have?
Well, I mean, going back and trying to free him doesn't seem like a wise option at this point.
There are spirits. Powerful, ancient spirits. I believe you know what I speak of. You bear their touch.
What are you talking about?
I speak of the great beast.
The what now? Are you talking about his rat?
I speak of those who turn the elements to their favor.
I met one. Are you talking about the giant Leviathan thing that we went inside of?
It is a primordial. Zegui is a worshipper of the Great Serpent. The darkness of the void, devourer of light. The Makila people, it is the symbol of death for them. Tread carefully, child.
We saw some pictures that were like that. What about the other thing? The bird.
Primordial of the sun, the great phoenix. The two are rivals, currently asleep. But this is their domain. Know that we walk on their land. This plane is merely a fragment of a war long ago. We are beyond time, child.
Great. Great. That's not putting me into an existential crisis or anything. How the fuck do we get out of here?
There is no way out.
What?
Not as long as King Selamor has the spell.
Okay. If I can find a way to murder Shift twice, I'm going to do it.
I think you mentioned that before. That man out there, he mentioned something about the heart that Calypso was after. What's the heart?
It is not a heart. It is an egg. It is the primordial of both light and darkness.
And what would a pirate lord want with something like that?
If the child, if the beast is to be killed before its birth, it will grant a spark.
I am beginning to understand.
Do you know about the Dreamer by chance? Have you ever heard of that?
I do not know this dreamer.
Do you think it is? It was an egg, right? That was taken, right? I just want to make sure that I'm correct on this.
For what?
When the guy came down,
That was a crystal.
it was a crystal.
was a
Okay,
crystal.
I thought it was an egg. Okay,
Yep.
then never mind.
Alright, so. We're stuck here.
As long as King Selamor draws breath.
So we killed him.
To do that, you will have to face him and his whole city.
Sounds easy enough.
Doesn't sound easy at all.
Sounds easy when you're battle-hardened like me.
And when there's a fleet of 1,000 men here.
Yes.
But again, unfamiliar terrain, don't know what they're packing, so this could be very stupid.
What if I could use one?
Use one what?
What if I could use one?
Oh. I thought you said one.
I know.
I essentially turned into a bad joke.
It was accidental.
Listen, why don't we just go ahead, you guys go ahead and have your little smoke, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
In a moment, I do have a couple questions myself. You did mention that King Solomon is haunting your people. Why is that?
We are a remnant of his father's rule. Though we live now by the lands, we used to live in golden palaces. We used to be decadent. I remember being a young girl and celebrating, dancing under the night sky, drinking the finest wine, wearing the finest garments. The only a worry for the boredom that lied ahead.
Well, my next question is more of a personal matter. Because you do seem to know, like, a lot of things. You wouldn't happen to know what a tide speaker is, would you?
I'm not familiar with this.
It's alright. I kind of figured as much, and it's kind of shot in the dark, really.
I can only tell you this. Selamor's power comes from the city itself. Have you ever heard of a artifact the Netherese used? They are known as mythalars.
Familiar with it, yeah.
That is what keeps us bound here. It is what keeps this land locked outside of your reality.
Alright, so say if we found one, is there a good way to turn it off? Without destroying it?
I do not know. It is technology. It is power that I am unfamiliar with.
I only say this because we did come across one before and it was destroyed, and it may have
We blew up a hole.
It may have caused a catastrophic event.
I am prepared for the Shizani to end. But I know that if we do not do something, that in just a few more generations, we will end. We cannot keep our numbers. Most of us here now are family.
Well, I don't know much about this man that's here, but he does come with a lot of firepower behind him, and I'm not saying that we'll be able to protect you from him, but I wouldn't want to see you guys get wiped out by him or anything.
I suggest you speak with Chief Chatala in Kukultan. If he listens to your plea, he may help.
Is that who was in here earlier with the jaguar?
That was my son, Haxor.
Well, I think I'm ready to take this future trip.
I warn you. This experience is not mental. It is physical and spiritual.
Oh.
By inhaling the fumes, you will be sending yourself into your future form.
So, like, while they're there, the body's here, they're just gonna be, like, freaking out. Is this fun for me to watch or not? Should I
While
take
they
a
are
walk?
here, they will look as though they are in a trance.
Oh, that's kind of boring.
In the future, when you return to this moment in time, you will black out. For you have already experienced that moment.
This is already trippy.
Do you understand?
I think so.
Wait.
Lovely. You make sure
Say that again?
Captain doesn't go through my things while
You
I'm
are sending your
I'm
spirit
going
to
through
your
this.
future self.
Yes.
So,
I need-
when you
I
return
need to
and
do
you
this.
live to that point
Oh,
of your life, you will black out. For you have already lived that moment.
Spoke a little too soon, didn't you?
So it could be something bad.
Something you want me to find?
Yes.
And if I know it's going to happen, then I'll just end up defenseless. Oh, that would suck.
No. Your past self will be responsible for your actions.
But you said I'd black out at that moment.
Correct, because your past self is in your body.
That's trippy.
Like I said,
Riding out to your future self, explaining what happened.
All right. Are you all prepared?
Give it to me.
Who is partaking in the ritual?
I am the dog.
Everyone but me.
I'll go last.
Then you will have to step outside. Everyone in the tent will...
I agree with that.
Hold on. I'm here to protect them, make sure nothing happens to them. I can't just step outside.
Then I suggest you step away from the fire.
I can do that.
Oh,
I will let
can
you know
do
though
this
I
with
am
us.
fire resistant, so
Do it with us.
no.
Do it with us.
I don't want to.
do it.
Do it.
She doesn't want to do it.
I tie her
I
up.
don't give in to peer.
I'm just kidding.
I don't. She's like, "Arr." I don't give in to peer pressure. All right, you guys are on your own. I start eyeing
like,
falling
"Get
back,
high,
falling
damn
back.
You look down towards the fire pit and she has a bunch of leaves that are already packed up around it. Yes, and she takes this small little rake and she starts pushing them into the fire. She goes to each corner. South, east, west, and north.
You watch as they're green leaves. So as soon as they hit the fire, it like plumes with just white, thick smoke. As soon as it begins to plume, you watch as that smoke begins. She moves her face over and she looks towards it. You watch as she starts to use some sort of incantation as a somatic gesture begins to, before you watch that smoke turn a thick green. As soon as the smoke turns green, you see her turn and she grabs what appears to be a large frog. She makes her way over towards the frog and you see her take a knife. She puts it onto the back of it and you see her scrape this thick, clear sludge off the back of it. She then takes the frog and sets it off to the side as it hits the ground. She comes over and she moves up to you. Taste.
Open wide, mate. Bombs up.
Small price to pay for knowing the future.
Taste.
Take some.
It's like Vaseline thick.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, good luck on your
Take.
future endeavors.
Just
If you could please cover your mouth with a cloth. Without the frog's toxins, the smoke could cause violent hallucinations for you.
Sounds like you should have some taste.
you know, as grand as it sounds, I think I'll pass. Still, thanks.
Violent hallucinations. Kills everybody in the tent.
You watch, she moves over towards the fire and she takes the rest of the goop and she watches it fall into the fire. And as soon as it does, you watch it and it crackles with like sparks, almost like she threw a firecracker in there. You hear as you see into the smoke, you see wisp of like memories and scenes and images of different lives and people you've never even met. Just a flood of them streaming through, almost like you're watching like a TV flip at an extremely fast rate. As soon as this happens, you see her. She takes a fan and she begins to.
I'll go ahead and ingest it.
And as she waves the smoke towards you guys get hit with that smoke. And when it hits you, it's like the smoke would normally hit you in the face and it would pass and you would see her. But it hits you in the face and it just stays there. Like the fog never left. And it feels like you are now sitting in fog. You look around in every direction, there's just fog. That's cool. We start with Legic.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just to sit in never-ending smoke.
Hotboxing.
Could.
You open your eyes. You're immediately freezing.
Okay. What?
You look towards your hands, they're blue. Your fingers, some of your tips of your fingers look like they're starting to get frostbitten. You see your nails turning black.
What the hell?
You can hear the sound of flint and steel.
Where am I?
Until you hear the sound of fire. You hear a voice kind of, fucking thing. The gods. You look over towards this individual, you see them wearing this bear pelt that's rolled up over their shoulders. You see chainmail underneath their garments. They are covered in what looks like blood and grime, and they just look dirty. They look like they've been on the road for weeks. You look around and you see this tundra-like landscape. White snow layering the ground. You see off in the distance, lying a ridge of mountains. You can see that there's thick forest patches, dead trees. But you can also see in this field there's just bodies. He looks over to you. Legic,
Get your fingers in the fire before you fucking lose them.
Yeah.
I fucking hope Jez and Fulner are alright.
What happened to Jez and Fulner?
The fuck do you mean what happened to Jez and Fulner? That ambush. God, that was awful. I've never seen that many dead in my life. You hear in the distance. Fuck, there's more of them.
Wait. Who is this guy?
You don't know.
Who are you?
Are you fucking alright? It's me, it's Dane. Dane Valos. Legic.
Dane Valos.
Oh, fucking okay, whatever. You fucking lost. We can't stay for very long. They're gonna be on us.
Who?
The dead. The fucking dead army.
What in the fuck? Where?
That entire plan. That whole thing, it's all gone to shit. None of this, I don't think any of this is recoverable. This is gonna be a full-scale retreat.
Listen, Dane, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know why I'm even here. But what happened?
We were moving from Brighthold. We are making our way north. Remember, we had to get to Dramia, Hakan's forces. We were moving our way in to intercept and protect them. We got blindsided in the ridge. Everyone got split. We got dropped on. There had to be at least 1,000, maybe more, fucking walkers. There's too many of them. We got split up. You and me were the only ones that survived out of our infantry group.
What?
Yes. Legic, are you fucking with me? And as he grabs you and starts shaking you, you feel that smoke begin to fade through as you come out of the trip and you're sitting there in the fire and you see both Fulner and Lavende are still just kind of
Welcome back, sunshine. Bad trip.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
You know anybody named Dane?
We met Dane, didn't we? No? Doesn't
give
ring
me
a
an
bell.
intelligence roll.
What was his last name? Dane something.
Valos.
Dane Valos.
21.
It faintly rings a bell. You swear you've heard that name somewhere.
Dane. Just Dane.
Dane Valos.
That kicks you into your memory. You remember Barrick Valos. He said something, he had a son named Dane Valos.
We ran into a Barrack Valos, so I think he said he had a son named Dane.
Who are they?
He was a mercenary, right?
Barrick was.
Barrack was a mercenary that we had worked with.
What show that I was with him? Somewhere in the northern region? I think. I can't remember what he said. Where we were at.
Said that something that you guys were leaving Brighthold.
Yeah.
And we're heading north towards Jamia.
We're heading north towards Jamia from Brighthold to meet up with Khan's forces?
Khan's forces.
There was the dead.
The dead.
It killed a lot of us for some reason. I don't know. I just sit down and just... I don't know.
Well, listen, don't let it bother you. I'm sure it's nothing. I think it's all just... I don't think it's a real future vision.
It felt real.
Well, yeah, the hallucinogen does that.
I look at my fingertips.
They're normal. But it feels like... And you also could feel that your body felt older. You felt more stiff. Maybe it was the cold, but you felt... I mean, you even felt kind of older.
Fuck, how far ahead were we? God.
Yeah, just try to calm down. Enjoy yourself watching them draw. Wait for them to pop back anytime now.
Did I have the same memories as that person?
Of what person?
My future self? Feels, memories?
No.
Oh,
It's your memories from the past being thrown into
Okay.
that body at that moment. Which is why, when you now live to that moment in your life, you'll just black out for that moment, and that's what happens.
And all of a sudden, you come back and he's gonna be like, "You were just talking nonsense."
And then you're gonna come back to him in your face like, "Are you with me?" That's basically what would happen. But you would have all your memory from the whole life of.
That's trippy.
Okay. Meanwhile, for Fulner. Fulner? You open your eyes. You're lying in bed. It's strange. You go to get up. Everything hurts. Badly. Not in a you're wounded way, in a this is how your body naturally is way. You look towards your belly and you see a large pot belly. You kind of scoot your way up. You look down and you have this massive white beard.
Bro.
You notice that the door opens up and you see this young halfling girl walk in. She has like thick brunette hair. You see her go like, "Father, lie back down. You're not well."
Father.
Your time's come. You start to realize that you feel like you may be on your deathbed. Everyone who came to see you was they're waiting to ring the bells once you pass. You kind of cough and you spit up a little bit of blood.
Oh. Makes me incredibly sad.
No one's. We will celebrate your memory and the deeds that you've done, Father.
Well, yeah. And what are those deeds? What?
Father, we've heard your stories 1,000 times. You know them. We've all heard them. And they will be etched on stone and told in the hearts of bards for years. There's one more person who needs to see you. I don't know who they are, but they look troubled.
Oh, send them in then.
So she gets up and walks away. Hear the door open. Pushes open. Hear the footsteps begin to walk in. What walks in, your eyes kind of go wide. You stare at this form. So you see this elf. Deep, cutted lines in this face.
Oh no.
His hair has fallen out. He has massive bags under his eyes.
Oh,
He's here to
no.
complete the curse.
Oh, no.
Oh god, I just realized.
He pulls out bow and arrow.
Fuck.
He makes his way over and he sits down at the
Yes, we do.
Even though you've been in my dreams for hundreds of years now.
Oh,
This is what the curse has done to me. To let you live. Stay alive. There wasn't a night where I didn't want to end you. But how could I when I see what you do? How could I stop someone who's done what you've done?
I have many regrets. One of them was acting too harshly at that one night.
Live in constant pain.
Listen, I'm not sure after I'm gone if it'll help you. But after you do take your revenge, you have to bury it. You'll never get over it. It's like a poison.
My plan was to kill you and then slaughter your family. Yikes. But I can't do that. Tell me to kill you. Tell me.
I think the life was yours a long time ago.
As he gets up, pulls out a bow.
I sit up straight.
I can't do it.
And the fog brings you back. Anybody want to fill me in? And you all see Falner, not Bamfin, but you see him kind of come out of the trance.
Oh,
Another bad trip, I assume.
well. Well, it's a future I know about.
What does that mean?
Well, that curse that was put on me, this one. Yeah, it was that. It was that
Oh.
conclusion.
Well, that's not much of a future telling then, is it? You already knew about that one.
Well, I did get insight on how things will go, though.
Have you ever met him? Like in like ever? Also, then you would have met him. That was the first time meeting him. So at least you got that.
He's met his arrows, though. Well, then all we got left now is Marvin Day. And when he comes back, we can all get together and have a nice little chit chat about everything you guys have seen. It'll be a good time. Great time.
I bet he's gonna go through it.
Through what?
It.
It.
Through it. The mud.
He's gonna have a lewd dream.
And
No, I don't think I
for
understand the meaning of the word.
That is correct.
Correct.
Correctamundo.
Oh, this is either gonna be really good.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be cool. I'm excited. Oh. Would it be
Oh,
Jumanji?
that's fun.
You are trapped in a board game.
you open your eyes to the sound of sounds of explosions and bodies and people running all around you. You look around and the first thing you see is a battlefield. You can see an overwhelming forces. As you look to your right and left, what you see are Fomori. You see elves of the wild. You see elves of the Feywild. You can look around and in fact, you realize where you're at. You are at the citadel of the Autumn Court. You can see the large fantastical-like towers jutting up towards the sky, except this looks far different than what you remember as a child, for the sky is bleeding. You look up and you see a black sun burning in the sky, and you look as color is bleeding into the hole. Like it's ripping the color from the Feywild into this black sun as it burns and incinerates. You look forward and it looks as though the Feywild elves are engaged in battle with what looks like these large, gigantic, large-eyed, giant figures with massive tumors growing from their bodies and plumes of fungus and mushrooms. As you look into the depth of their ranks, you see a large female figure standing 20 feet tall. This massive, it looks like a hat, but you realize it's one giant mushroom cap. You realize immediately who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
You see her raise her finger towards you. And you hear this disembodied voice echo throughout the battlefield. Bring me my king!
Ooh.
And you fade back into...
Oh no. Looks like you're getting married after all, buddy.
That didn't look like Sky.
And you bring yourself back.
Awkward.
Hey, Lavender. How'd it go?
You doing okay there, buddy? You don't look so great, pal.
Do we have regrets?
It is hard to say when you're looking at the 20-foot tall Zuctoy right in your face.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That sounds awful.
And she said to whatever it was that she was controlling to bring me her queen, or her king, while pointing at me.
Gross.
Yeah.
Very gross for you. I'm sorry. Hopefully it's
No.
an actual thing.
You'll be a king. That's pretty cool, right?
So
it is
this
complicated.
20-foot tall mushroom lady in question is a demon lord? Archdemon, demon lord. So I don't know if it's very cool. In my experience, demons aren't the greatest to work with, let alone get married
No.
to.
And okay, that is not even the worst part for me. I think I was only with Kaz when I talked to oh my gosh, what was his name in the Neve? Lucian? Right? Is that his name? The guy that Kaz talked to.
Oh, his
Contact guy.
you talking about Larissa?
Larician. Yeah, because I talked to him. When I went to the Feywild before I did this, there was a black sun in the sky,
Okay.
And in that, everything, all the color, was bleeding into it from the Feywild. I don't know what that means, but that clearly is bad. And the Feywild only treated me good, and that is something I don't want to happen.
Yeah, so here's my thing. So in your future, you clearly go back to the Feywild at some point. Why don't we have a conversation about never going back there, maybe?
I don't have a choice.
Why?
It's my home.
No,
And if it's
not.
if it's dying, then I need to protect it.
It's not your home, though, Laughing Day. I'm pretty sure you weren't born there, right? Your family's from this realm, right?
Look at me, Jez. I don't know if I'm from here. If this is what I'm supposed to be, then am I from here?
You think you're some sort of doorstep baby or something?
I don't know.
That'd
Yes,
be pretty cool.
that Tarna sort of looks towards you and looks towards.
I was been curious about why you all treat him so familiar. Is there no one like him where you come?
Well, he's changed drastically in the past few weeks.
I didn't always look like this.
That is because your race has never always looked like the way you do now.
Hmm?
What do you mean my race? Like I'm
Do you not?
supposed to be like him. That's what I look like.
He's human. Yeah?
Human. Tell me, do you know where dwarves come from? They say that Morodin struck his anvil and sparks flew, birthing the first dwarves. Do you know where halflings come from?
You very much know that in your lore that Yolanda is the mother of halflings, the god of halflings. She's the most prayed to matron.
Yeah, we Yolanda created us.
Do you know where the orcs come from?
Do I?
You know that they come from Grumsh.
And the elves? Coralon? And his blood spilling down on the Theramine. And what rised from them were the first elves. But tell me, what god created humans?
I don't know about the gods like that.
You actually go ahead and give me an intelligence roll, Polar. I think you're the only one that would be educated enough. You could as well, Jez, if you want to. Okay.
19.
Okay, that's good enough. You know it's greatly debated among scholars. Many, like many anti-human people, believe that Asmodeus is the patron father of humans. But other people try to disprove that and simply say that Asmodeus just chooses to have a more humanoid, devilish appearance for the sake of diplomacy. There is a great debate, but there is no true evidence on where humans actually came from.
That is because you were not created like the rest. Humans, you are what happens when chaos is brought to order. Coralon is the embodiment of chaos and whimsy. The fluid, malleable nature of the universe. And when those first elves started to lose that, when they started making their way towards order, they lost that part of themselves. They became
they became the Thenari. And then, the War of the Gods. We elves are very malleable by nature, and what often happens, we grow to attune to our environment. Your friend Lavender here is simply reverting back to his roots.
So what about my father, my mother?
All of it. Human, yes, but their roots back to this.
Doesn't make any sense. Why didn't they tell me about it then?
Because they do not know. Most humans do not know. The Netherese knew, but they were too proud and too arrogant to ever admit it, to write it down in books that they could be the offspring of the Thenari.
What about him? Could he do it too? Could it happen to him too?
I do not think so. I think you are special. I think your time in the Feywild
Special.
has changed you.
So when we came in here with Aura, I think is what their name was. The plants moved as they walked towards them. When I was in the Feywild, it did the same thing for me.
It's because the nature of the wild knows that we mean it no harm. And if it knows that you will not hurt it, then it will respect you as you respect it.
Then why doesn't it try to stop the ones that are here right now that shouldn't be here?
Because it is not in their nature. Plants are far more forgiving than we are. And far, far, far more selfless.
That is as much as I know as well.
Because life will always prosper. No matter what. It could be beaten down, snuffed out, burnt, stabbed, poisoned, but eventually the wild will regrow. You can burn the forest and it will regrow. You can destroy the land and plants will find new soil to seed. It does not matter if they harm them.
So what should I do about Zuckwood then?
That is for your path and your journey. Zaftmoy, the demon you speak of, she is the embodiment of when life becomes greedy. When growth becomes suffocation.
That's why I want everything to have a chance to at least live a little bit. Just because something is bad doesn't mean it shouldn't exist.
Then you already know your answer. You hear the sound of someone making a call outside as the hunters have returned. And you can hear the sound of basically weeds and brush being pushed aside, and you guys hear a very familiar face. You hear Barry. Oi, it's about fucking time we found ourselves some dry, goddamn land with some nice fire. As you see those fucking ticks, size of fucking dogs back there. I couldn't believe that. Whew. And you notice that one of the Shizani people looks towards him like, could you please keep it down? Oh, right. I figured we were safe here now. Holy shit, is that fucking Cortez? And you hear Barry is just going off out there. You can also hear Claudia speak up and go, Barry, please, just shut up.
Suddenly my fist is very itchy.
Do you walk out?
Yeah. I had to drop my disguise.
As
I never
you
did that.
walk out and you drop your disguise, you can see Hakan, Claudia, Barry, Dashing, Conrad, Regina, and Matlock. Sorry, Matchlock, not Matlock. That's a lawyer.
Matlock.
Pew boy.
You see all of them standing within the group, and Barry goes like, talk about some good fucking news. All right, now. Looks towards Regina and Matchlock. Now we got you even more outnumbered, you fuckers.
I'm gonna walk out too.
And before I walk out after him, I'm going to be like, I still want to try to figure out how to get those seeds out. I know it's probably not a good idea, but like I said, he deserves a chance to live. If you know the way.
We can speak.
Thank you. I'm gonna go to walk out.
Meanwhile, in another scene.
Another scene?
Oh god.
Another scene?
You see Shiv, Tinsel, Sky, Marigold, Taku, and Segham. You see that Shiv is looking towards the sky. Yeah, we are definitely in a Celtic water now. I'm sure of it. You can taste it in the wind. All right, we gotta get moving because Jez is going to be probably moving us fast as she can in a straight line to kill me. You notice that Tinsel goes, well, yeah, I mean, she's been trying to kill you for, like, as long as I've known her. Well, thing about that is, kind of already dead, so she can't really do that. And, yeah. So, not sure how she's gonna do that, but she's probably gonna still try, a lot, until you stop moving or talking. Notice that Sky kind of goes like, I really just hope everyone else is all right. As Tinsel looks over, it's gonna be fine. Trust me. I trust Jez. I'm sure everyone else is doing fine too. Notice that Marigold just goes like, I'm just really curious on what you fucking did, Shiv. I mean, I know I've heard it already. You killed her father, but I just... what? Was she like a real big daddy's girl? Like, what was the thing? What was going on? I guess that Shiv looks over towards Marigold. I really, really, really don't want to get into it. But there's a lot more going on than you know. Trust me. Well, let's just say for, I don't know, 5 minutes we can talk about it. Alright, give you 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. How does 5 minutes sound? I don't know, we're kind of busy. Do you have a plan? Shiv, right now, do you have a plan? No, I'm actually trying to think about it right now, but you're talking to me. Okay, well, and the camera kind of zooms out. As it zooms out, they're on the peak of some massive fucking rock cliff, and they're just on this giant nest filled with like large eggs the size of people,
Oh my
just
god.
dangling on a cliff. Shiv's just kind of like, all right, fine. You know what? Fuck it. If we fall to our death, we fall to our death. Let's just say let's talk about what my problems are going on. And you notice that Segham looks towards Marigold and the rest of your crewmates and goes like, fuck, what is she fucking paying you on that ship for you to care so much? And this man goes, oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't pay us. Shiv, wait a minute. She's not fucking paying you. What the fuck are you helping her then?
Oh, he's so dead.
And there he goes, like, it's not really about the gold. I think we're all just kind of like on our own little paths, doing our own little things. Well, you're sidetracking me. I don't like that. Bring us back to what we were talking about. Oh, right. Sorry. Dunce, worried about we're going to be eaten by a giant fucking pterodactyl any second now. That's right. She killed her father. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
I'm sorry, what? The fuck?
So, thank you all for joining us for episode 58.
Fucking dumb.
What? Are you fucking kidding? I don't care if he's undead. I want to bring the life out of that little piece of shit.
Dump.
You told them what?
Dump.
So, thank you
What?
all. Thank you all.
No.
We'll be back.
No. Are you fucking kidding me?
Jed's face like, it's about to go down.
Let's get them to unionize too.
Alright.
And you know he pays his fucking employees shit. He kills them even. Fuck this guy.
Just fuck this guy.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream.
Hopefully I didn't.
Oh, wait, we didn't stream.
Very
We're
unhappy
still
right now.
recording. So, you all have a great night. Until next time, remember
Don't.
to always embrace the dark. Good night.